The greatest spectacle in sports. The Olympic Games return to America on NBC.
This is the 1996 Toyota Gator Bowl. The Syracuse Orangemen versus the Clemson Tigers.
Stadium on a rainy North Florida New Year's Day. The temperature today, a pleasant 67 degrees at game time, but rain showers expected throughout the afternoon. This stadium is home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just completed their first NFL season, recently renovated, but now returning to its roots, the Gator Bowl, with a crowd of nearly 70,000 expected for the 50th anniversary Gator Bowl game. And the Syracuse Orangemen getting set to make their appearance onto the field with a record of 8-3 and representing the Big East Conference, coached by Paul Pasqualoni and led by their sensational freshman quarterback, Donovan McNabb. And there is McNabb, who has set the NCAA freshman record for quarterback passing efficiency in his first season of competition. From suburban Chicago, also plays basketball, a tremendous all-round athlete. And the cheer is for the Clemson Tigers, who get set to make their entrance. Clemson, coached by Tommy West, also 8-3 on the season. And as you can tell, a lot of fans making the trip from South Carolina to Jacksonville to back the Tigers from the Atlantic Coast Conference. And so the stage is set for the 50th Gator Bowl. Tom Hammond, Bob Truppy, wishing you a happy new year. This is the first event of what will be a fantastic season for NBC Sports. You know, Bob, these two teams have a lot in common. They have identical records. They share the color orange. They have great football tradition. And each team has a quarterback or has a player who is the best freshman at his position in America. That would be a quarterback for Syracuse. It is Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, he's absolutely sensational. He's a redshirt freshman. He ran this Syracuse offense in high school. Coach P says the best thing about this kid, he does not make mistakes. He always seems to make the right decision. Today, a lot on his shoulders.
Well, for Clemson, that player is Anthony Simmons, freshman linebacker.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. June, this kid turned 19. He is 213 pounds. He's a middle linebacker. The worst thing about this game, this is his first Christmas away from home. He is sensational, Tom.
And speaking of sensational, the two coaches have done a sensational job getting back to that great tradition the two schools have. Paul Pasqualoni of Syracuse.
Yeah, Pasqualoni this year didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. He finds McNabb, but this is a very young team, and it's played inconsistent. He thinks that this is the first game of next year. He'll be able to judge from this game how they're going to play in '96.
And Tommy West Tigers won only 5 games last year.
Yeah, 5-6 last year. He started 7 freshmen, 18 freshmen lettered. He challenged the team at the end of the season last year. Look, you don't like it here, get out. Well, they came back, and they are strong.
Well, we mentioned the rain. Down on the field is the dean of sideline reporters. How's the rain affected the field, John Dockery?
Thank you, Tom. First compliment of the new year, and Happy New Year to you guys. And you mentioned the rain off and on for the last 24 hours. A few drops right now, but amazing, Tom, that the field in general, despite a few spots here in the end zone and around, a little bit soggy, but generally with the prescription turf and the drainage, it has been incredible. But for Clemson, they don't care. I talked to Raymond Priester before the game. I said, what about bad conditions? He just smiled, and why wouldn't he? In 4 games, he averaged 174 yards a game, and in a downpour at Duke, ran for 263 yards and a record. So for Clemson, their power game, no problem with the weather conditions. For Syracuse, a dome team, a little more sophisticated passing game, could be a problem. We'll keep an eye on it, guys. Back to you.
This is the first career meeting between these two storied football programs. And each has had much success in postseason play and postseason bowl games. You notice Dockery's sneaks. I wonder if they got those for Christmas, huh?
I hope they're waterproof.
They'll need them today.
Damp down there.
Syracuse has won the toss, will receive. Savay kicks off for Clemson. Johnson and Turner, the deep man. This is Kevin Johnson. And he finds a seam. Kevin Johnson bursting across the 35 to the 36-yard line, where Syracuse will take over. Here's the way the Orangemen will line up now offensively to open the game. On that offensive line, pro prospect Cy Ellsworth, a 3-year starter, is the anchor at left guard. And, of course, Donovan McNabb, what a season. 16 touchdown passes, only 6 interceptions. Thomas, the top rusher. Harrison, 56 catches, 1,131 yards. That yardage is a new Orangeman yardage receiving record. And it is a give to Malcolm Thomas. And Thomas has nearly 10 yards before he's stopped by Brian Dawkins. Clemson defensively starting this way.
Malcolm Thomas on the carry for the Orangemen.
Up front,
Brian Dawkins.
you'll notice Simpson is all ACC. Sapp, outside linebacker, is a converted quarterback returning home to Jacksonville. Simmons has been nothing short of sensational. Also a homecoming for strong safety Brian Dawkins, who has picked off 6 passes this season. We said that Thomas had nearly 10 yards. They're going to measure to see if it is a first down.
Tom, when we talked to Syracuse, Coach P told us that this Clemson defense is so quick, such great speed, that in order for them to succeed today, they've got to do something up the middle. They prefer running on the perimeter with a lot of options, but they've got to at least anchor some of those inside defensive players for Clemson down the middle. Make them respect that dive play so they can get to the corner. First carry, very positive yards.
Indeed. So hit them up the middle, make them respect that, and then try to attack the flank. A very complicated offensive system for the Orangemen. They just are a few inches short of the first down. McNabb may be changing the play here at the line of scrimmage. And he is going to keep it, try to turn the corner, and thrown back by the Clemson defense. He'll lose 2 yards with Andre Carter coming up from the safety spot to prevent him from turning the corner. Was that a busted play?
Yeah, totally missed the handoff. There was they had motion. They changed the tight end. There is no question. It looked to me like the running back went to the wrong side. Donovan McNabb not expecting the running back to be there, so he tries to make a positive out of the negative. But again, that Clemson defensive speed, they get a bunch to the ball wherever it is.
And you saw an example of how treacherous the footing is as McNabb's feet slipped out from under him. Wasn't going anywhere anyway. 3 wide receiver here, the 3 in the backfield. Wishbone look. Here's a full house backfield shown by the Orangemen on 3rd down. Option play, McNabb with a pitch. Conrad has the first down into Clemson territory at the 45-yard line, stopped by Leomont Evans after a gain of 12 yards, and the storied number 44 with a crucial first down carry.
Yeah, and this play comes out of the 44 era, back when Schwartzwalder was the coach of the Syracuse Orangemen. Nice pitch by Donovan McNabb. Conrad, the true freshman fullback. That's a different look for Syracuse. They don't normally use a full house backfield, but again, part of that complex, very complex Syracuse offense.
And they were like a wishbone set with that full house backfield. Now they show us the I formation with Terry Morris, the fullback, and Malcolm Thomas, the tailback. McNabb's first pass on target to his leading receiver, Marvin Harrison. Harrison to the 25 and out of bounds with another Syracuse first down. Andre Carter forced him out, but for Harrison, his 57th reception of the season.
Over 1,100 yards in receiving it again. This is just by the formation. They find a dead spot in the zone of Clemson. It's not even a pattern. Just go down there, get open. McNabb makes the completion. Harrison, an excellent runner after he catches the football. And Syracuse right down the field here, Thomas.
There you see his Syracuse record with 19 just tacked onto it with that Gator Bowl reception. Here's the option. McNabb with a pitch to Thomas. Malcolm Thomas shook a tackler to the 5, and did he get in? No, just short. of the end zone. 24-yard gain. It'll be 1st and goal. Thomas nearly penetrated the goal line.
Man, we have seen it all. There's the freeze option. Well executed by Donovan McNabb. Watch the hesitation step. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen here, but a beautiful pitch. And then when he turns up field, Thomas breaks the tackle there. Excellent speed. Right down within inches of the goal line. Man, this is the entire package we've seen here in this first drive in Syracuse offense.
Patrick Sapp just preventing the touchdown. Thomas has carried twice for 33 yards. 1st and goal at the 1. Flag down. Thomas scored, but there is a penalty marker. Today's referee, Jim Kemmerling from a Big Ten crew.
Offside on the defense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
And so Malcolm Thomas has his 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
Coach B told us, look at, he's lined up in the neutral zone. There's no question about that. He doesn't even have to move. There's the flag already, and then he kind of has a little hitch there anyway. But Coach B told us he thought that his offensive line stronger than Clemson's defensive line. Good example there.
Murray will try to add the extra point. Orlando Murray, a senior from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Kick is on its way, and it is good. So the Syracuse Orangeman, Paul Pasqualoni, diversifying his offense on the first possession, march all the way down the field, 64 yards in 6 plays. Malcolm Thomas with the clincher, and the Orangemen take a 7-0 lead over the Clemson Tigers.
Did you know that the Toyota Camry was called the best car built in America? You did? Bet you didn't know that right now, during the 17th annual Toyotathon, you could get a Camry DX for nothing down and $249 a month. That's right, 0 down and only $249 a month. Aren't you glad you know now? So is my dad. He's over there with my mom.
This is great.
It must be good. My dad is not easily impressed. He's like me. Toyotathon ends soon.
All set?
You bet I am. Thanks to you.
A few weeks ago with Jesse, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming.
Because great hair can't have flakes.
When you're selecting mutual funds, we don't recommend throwing darts. Unless, of course, this is what you're throwing at. The Select List, only from Charles Schwab. Culled from the over 350 no-load mutual funds we provide, it's an objective, easy-to-use summary of the historically high performers. For a free trial subscription, call 1-800-5-NO-LOAD. It just may help improve your aim.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It's Visine season, the season for red, irritated eyes. Visine is recommended by pharmacists nearly 4-to-1 over any other brand. It's Visine season. Visine, it gets the red out.
The 1996 Toyota Gator Bowl is brought to you by Toyota Camry, the gold standard. By Charles Schwab and Company, helping investors help themselves. And by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth.
Fog on the St. Johns River, which meanders through Jacksonville on its way to the Atlantic Ocean. And just adjacent to the river, the renovated Jacksonville Municipal Stadium, the stadium formerly called the Gator Bowl, and well known to Malcolm Thomas from Jacksonville Paxson High School, about 7 minutes west of the stadium. He was hoping all season that Syracuse would get here for postseason play. He came to the '93 game as a spectator when Alabama played North Carolina, and he has scored to put Syracuse on top.
Clemson coaches there trying to instruct the players. Look, they're going to give you a lot of personnel changes. We talked about that. A lot of different formations. This is nothing that we didn't expect.
Murray's kickoff taken by Tony Horn. Horn grabbed from behind and ridden down at the 25-yard line after a 9-yard return. This Clemson offense ranked 4th in NCAA in rushing offense. Up front, Bundren, shunned by Syracuse, starts his 23rd straight game for Clemson. Green, the Clemson quarterback, career pass percentage leader for the Tigers, 57%. Priester, 117 yards rushing a game to lead the ACC. Emery Smith, Emmett's little brother, a terrific fullback, and Wyatt on the verge of setting the Clemson all-purpose yardage record. First down, Tigers. In motion is Wyatt, and the pitch to Priester, the tailback. Around to the outside, turns the corner, crosses the 30 to the 32-yard line. Gain of about 7 on first down, with cornerback Rod Gadsden forced to make the tackle.
Brought down by Rod Gadsden.
Syracuse defense.
7 on the play, 2nd down 3.
Starting with Rebar in an end, who leads the team in sacks. Linebacker Hemsley, second leading tackler. The leading tackler, though, is in the secondary. That is free safety Donovan Darius. Kevin Abrams, back from an elbow injury, has 6 interceptions to lead the Orangemen. Second down play, 3 yards to go for the Tigers. Up the middle, Emery Smith, first man on the option. The fullback carries for a first down, with Donovan Darius forced to make the tackle.
There's Tommy West on the sideline. He said when he came into Clemson, he wanted a balanced attack. Well, here's the balance. In 1995, Clemson averages 55 carries, rushing carries a game. You hear me? 55 rushes a game.
So what for balance if they can't stop you running? Wide change.
Sure, I agree.
And the pitch to Priester. Diving forward for a 2 or 3 yard gain on first down as Tommy West sends in another play. He was telling us that it looks like they run the option, but they don't really read it as opposed to Syracuse.
Yeah, and with that lead blocker, where you've got Emery Smith at 240 pounds, Priester is a former fullback converted to running back because of injury to other players. I mean, you've got some real hammers in that offensive backfield. And this offensive line, while young for Clemson, these guys have taken over an awful lot of football games.
Fake the pitch. Green's first pass is short of Antoine Wyatt, the intended receiver.
The only problem that Clemson has is Nealon Green not good in the pocket. Much better throwing the ball on the run. When he thinks about it back there, doesn't really throw it that well. That one just kind of sunk right down to the feet of the receiver. Didn't follow through. Excellent athlete, but you need that threat of the run to just give him a little movement. Then he's a much better throwing quarterback.
Nealon grew up a Syracuse fan in Yonkers, New York, wanted to go to Syracuse, turned them down at the last minute for Clemson. This pass complete to Priester on the screen. Got a good block from Smith. Priester cuts up and has a first down in Syracuse territory at the 44-yard line. Gain of 12 before Antonio Anderson makes the tackle.
Yeah, goes as a reception, but basically that's a handoff. I mean, all they do is they turn one man loose. Going to be through on the 56s across the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's just a handoff. Nice blocking out in front. Priester, excellent leg strength. Big kid. Very big kid. 6'1", 220 at a running back. And there you see Nealon Green's numbers. He likes to be on the road, doesn't he?
He said sort of the hostile atmosphere gets him fired up. Here's the end-around pitch to Antoine Wyatt. He's going to throw a pass, but it's short of Tony Horn and wide and incomplete. A little razzle-dazzle from Clemson. Nate Hemsley was the man chasing Wyatt and forcing him to throw wide.
And, Tom, it's a good thing Hemsley was there, because there is a receiver way downfield, wide open. Wyatt does sense that there's pressure there. He can't really go to the guy he wants, so he tries to throw it to the receiver out in the flat, Tony Horn, and can't make it. Excellent job by Hemsley. The other receiver, Marcus Hinton, was completely uncovered 35 yards down the field.
2nd and 10. Syracuse scoring off the opening kickoff. Priester, block on the corner, and then slammed down hard. Nice looking tackle by Donovan Darius.
Priester off the left side, inside the 40-yard line.
But Priester with a pretty nice gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down. And again, Jim Bundren from his left tackle spot makes a key block.
Here comes Double D. Donovan Darius. He is a fan of Ronnie Lott and Steve Atwater, a big hitter in that Syracuse defensive backfield.
Darius will be joining the Syracuse track team shortly upon his return, about a week of practice before the first indoor meet. He's a 400-meter hurdler. Pitch to Priester. Corralled and banged down short of the first down. Good defensive play by Syracuse as they came up from the secondary. Dana Cottrell, then the linebacker, and Hemsley was there too. It's going to be 4th down and about a yard to go, and a decision here for Tommy West.
Again, when you average 55 rushes a game, this is not a big decision. You got to go for it on several 4th downs to get 55 rushes in a football game.
And if you can't make a yard with the 4th best rushing attack in the country, then you are in deep trouble.
Tommy says, hey, they give us 4 downs, we're going to use all 4.
It's about a yard and a half, actually, a little more than a yard. Wyatt in motion. Priester. Nothing. Penetration by Darius again to hit Priester in the backfield and spin him down for a loss. And the Orangemen take over on downs.
Well, that's what you want out of your safety. I mean, there's no deception here. You know what's going to happen. Darius is going to come into the picture, and he's flying. Nice gap there. Good tackle up high, wraps him up, and stops him.
Big play by all Big East safety Donovan Darius, and Syracuse takes over.
Being a parent is all about being there, whether it's a homecoming game or something as important as a college education. State Farm understands that. That's why State Farm Life Insurance makes sense. It's a smart way to help secure your children's future if something ever happened to you. See your State Farm agent for life insurance that's right for your family. It'll help make sure that all your dreams will be protected, like helping your children realize theirs.
State Farm understands life.
Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby. Sweet dream, baby. How long must I dream?
Sweet dreams from Doubletree.
Most of the floats at Mardi Gras are made right here at Blaine Kern Artists. They make things bigger than life. But for office supplies, they make one call to Office Depot. Taking care of business. Because nobody takes care of more businesses than Office Depot. And nobody guarantees lower prices. From Bourbon Street to Main Street. Taking care of business.
Take care of business with the pros at Office Depot.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. And for dry skin, try new Edge Extra Moisturizing Formula.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year. Toyota is proud to sponsor the 1996 Gator Bowl, which today celebrates its 50th anniversary. We congratulate the players and coaches of Syracuse and Clemson for their commitment and dedication both on and off the field. At Toyota, we too understand commitment, not only by building the highest quality cars and trucks, but by being a concerned citizen in the communities where we do business. And we support this commitment by funding programs designed to improve the quality of life. In turn, we are grateful for your support in helping Toyota record another banner year, manufacturing and selling vehicles right here in the United States. As we look forward to 1996, on behalf of the 70,000 members of the Toyota team, we wish you and your family the very best.
And 9 minutes, 20 seconds left, first quarter of the Toyota Gator Bowl from Jacksonville. A first quarter dominated by the Orangemen of Syracuse, who lead 7-0. They just held Clemson on a 9-play drive that consumed almost 4 minutes. But Syracuse takes over on downs after holding Clemson on 4th and a yard and a half. McNabb on the option is tackled for a loss. Penetration that time on the option, and Mond Wilson is the man that makes the stop, the linebacker from Tupelo, Mississippi.
Now, again, we mentioned in the first drive, you got to worry about the perimeter of this Clemson defense. Very quick. And Wilson comes from inside to be there to give McNabb no place to go. So Pasqualoni's got to go back to the inside. Keep him anchored on the inside.
Donovan McNabb's running so far, taken out of the game anyway. 2 carries, 2 losses for McNabb. High formation this time. Conrad is the fullback. Malcolm Thomas, the tailback. Play action fake, and McNabb's pass is incomplete. Diving attempt made by Sermon Wilson, covered by Andy Ford. The pass a little low and incomplete.
McNabb's pass is incomplete, intended for Sermon.
One of the things that Donovan McNabb, as the redshirt freshman, has to do, he has to call all the offense, and some of the plays are so long he has a menu on his wrist. Now, that's not to remind him of the offense, but the Syracuse Orangemen offense, they go to the line of scrimmage with a series of check with me's. Looking at the defense, he chooses one of 4 or 5 different plays. Some of the plays are so long, word-wise, he has that wrist thing there just to remind him of the right way to call it.
He's a very poised young man. We were very impressed when we talked with him a couple of days ago. He's in the shotgun here on 3rd and long. McNabb wings it downfield, and the catch is made complete to Dion Maddox. Down to his knees to make the catch, and Syracuse converts a 3rd and 14 to keep the drive alive. Dexter McLeon-Govering.
And watch this throw. I mean, this Donovan McNabb can run the option, but he's totally out of balance here, still makes the completion. Well, that is great arm strength. Not a picture-perfect pass. One of those helicopter jobs. You know?
But he got there, huh?
That's right. Just catch it between the white lines.
Syracuse once again in Clemson territory, starting from the Tiger 48-yard line. Thomas around the corner, shook one man, then banged down hard, but still got about 6 yards. The tackle made by Patrick Sapp. First of the day for the senior from here in Jacksonville, the converted quarterback. In fact, was a starting quarterback at times for the Clemson Tigers. 14 starts in his career, passed for over 2,000 yards. Went to Coach Tommy West and said he wanted to play defense. West was thinking about putting him at tight end, said, I think you can be an NFL tight end. Surprised everybody by wanting to play defense, and said from day one, at least physically, he's been up to the task, although it's taken an adjustment mentally, but he is there now. Conrad, first option, stopped for maybe back to the line of scrimmage, no more than a yard anyway. Stacked up by the center of the Clemson line. Andy McCrory was there at the bottom of the stack. Warren Forney was there as well.
You mentioned Patrick Sapp. He told us it's not just changing from offense to defense, but you know, the quarterback is protected. He's got the skirt on in practice, and you can't touch him. Leave him alone.
The skirt, huh?
There's a skirt, yeah. You move him to linebacker, all of a sudden everybody in the world is hitting him. He said, so it's as much an attitude change as it is a position change.
Well, he took a beating when he was a quarterback. He likes to dish it out a little bit now instead of taking it all the time.
But quarterback to linebacker, that's a first for me.
Right. 3rd and 5. McNabb in the gun. To the sideline. Pass is caught for a first down by Marvin Harrison. He cut up in front of Peter Ford to make the first down catch. And once again, Syracuse converts on 3rd down. That one covered 8 yards.
Says this is an offense of big plays. And with the way that Syracuse tries to trick you with formations, this is a good, simple out pattern. Well thrown by McNabb. Good, strong throw. Harrison is a Jerry Rice fan, so he needs a 0 behind that 8.
Tommy West can't afford to get too far behind in this game with their running style attack. They're not a good passing team. And right now, Syracuse up 7-0, and once again moving in Clemson territory. Fake the first option, pitch instead to Thomas. Thomas tripped up in the backfield. Good open field tackle made there by Lamont Evans. Evans, the free safety, coming up.
Well, he came from a long way, Tom, to make this tackle on the freeze option. You're going to see 16 sitting right back here, and when the freeze option is designed to just slow down the pursuit. See 16 just standing there, and then you hope that the running back speed can get him outside. Well, that's a lot of work to make a tackle. That's a good 30-yard sprint.
Evans made it, though, the senior from Abbeville, South Carolina, second leading tackler for the Tigers. Second down and 8. McNabb has a man wide open. And he has the completion to Harrison again. And Harrison will have another Orangeman first down. They continue to move the ball on the ground and through the air. That one covered 11 yards.
Yeah. How about that throw? Rolling left. Put a lot of zip on it. This young man was recruited by Nebraska and Oklahoma. So we know that the rest of the country knew about this kid coming out of high school. As a matter of fact, there were players that we talked to that said he redshirted last year, probably could have played, and maybe should have played.
In fact, he turned down Nebraska because they had Tommy Frazier, who was going to be there at quarterback for a while. He would get a chance if he came to Syracuse. He's hit 4 of his first 5 passes for 55 yards. First down at the 21. Changing the play, McNabb. Thomas straight ahead. Minimal gain. Raymond White from a defensive end spot at the bottom of the pile for the Tigers.
Well, Syracuse converted every third down, given Clemson about every offensive look you can imagine in this first quarter. Spread it around to a lot of different things. They've rolled out. They've run the full house backfield.
Remember Tommy West telling us that one of the keys to the game would be Clemson's ability to adjust defensively to this complex offense as the game wore on.
Yeah, recognize the personnel packages that Syracuse puts on the field. To this point, they've not done a very good job.
They trail 7-0, 4.5 minutes remaining opening quarter, and Orangeman threatening again. Here's that full house backfield, that wishbone look again. McNabb with an audible. And Thomas got nothing. Conrad tried to give him a block, nothing there, and Clemson was up to that again, not fooled by that full house backfield look. Dingle was the tackler.
I was going to say Syracuse sideline. They love coming down here. They love playing bowl games too. I mean, under Coach P, they've done an excellent job. When you give Coach P and his staff a couple of weeks, 3 weeks to prepare, there's no telling what they might put in.
Well, they are playing in their 3rd bowl under Coach P, and they are 2-0. And he was describing the complex offense and defensive schemes to us, and my head was spinning. I don't know about yours.
Some of it I understood.
They've converted all 3 of their 3rd down plays. McNabb with a roll and a toss and a catch at the 5-yard line. First and goal. Orangeman had covered 13 yards to Sirmon Wilson.
Oh, he was wide open.
Covered by Evans, but again, wide open, and the Syracuse receivers getting a pretty good cushion from the defensive backs of the Tigers.
Again on the roll by Donovan McNabb. You see the zone defense by Clemson. He finds the dead spot, makes sure of the completion, and now 4 for 4 on 3rd down conversions.
And another first and goal is Sirmon Wilson, the senior from Tampa, Florida. 3rd leading receiver on the season, makes the grab. First and goal, 5-yard line. Orangemen trying to add to their lead. Wilson in motion. Option. McNabb fakes the pitch and keeps for the touchdown. Sirmon Wilson, the motion man, with a key block, opening it up for Donovan McNabb to keep. And the 2nd touchdown scored by the Orangemen.
I don't think Clemson expected this.
Murray to attempt the extra point from the hold by backup quarterback Keith Downing. Murray's kick is blocked and no good. First thing the Tigers can brag about all day.
And number 73, Dwayne Morgan.
It is Dwayne Morgan that will get credit for the blocked conversion.
Come back to the touchdown. Watch the great job that McNabb does, faking the pitch there, and then also the lead block by Sirmon Wilson right there. And McNabb can just dance into the end zone. Again, control of the line of scrimmage allows that move down the sideline, the pitch there, the good block out front. Nice drive, Syracuse.
12 plays, 62 yards, 13 zip.
There are many prescription pain medicines, and a doctor can prescribe any of them. Yet 82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arudis. And now, for the first time, it's available in a non-prescription strength. New Arudis KT. It's so potent, just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IV, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol. New Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
You remember that Burger King song? Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, crying babies won't upset us.
Crying babies?
No. It's hold the pickles, hold the lettuce, hold the ketchup, hold the lettuce.
No. It's vegetables are out to get us.
Even if you now just met us.
One thing's for sure, your Whopper is always made your way. Just 99 cents for a limited time.
In the hallway.
The Whopper, now just 99 cents at Burger King.
All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
No.
Hey, guys, that's it.
Here's something I want you to think about. Discus athletic. We're made for whatever you like to do, like biking, football, and for you Europeans, football. One brand for every sport. You can't say that about these outfits. My, the unitard, that is special. Unnecessary spending, 20 yards. So, no matter what your game, choose Discus athletic. One thing to wear. But pick your colors carefully.
What are the odds of the sharper image, Continental Airlines Grand Destinations, Royal Caribbean Cruises, and FTD all having a sale at exactly the same time? Actually, they're quite good. Presenting master values from MasterCard. Immediate savings of 10 to 40% at places all over right now. Exclusively for people who use MasterCard.
The unmatched drama of the Olympics. Exactly 200 days to America's Games. Only on NBC.
Defensive backfield coach Charlie Harbison trying to exhort his defensive backs. Look at all the drawing he's doing there. It's a good thing they can erase on that board, Tom. He's going to be doing a lot of diagrams.
He's going to need a new marker before the day's over, huh?
Syracuse will give him a 55-gallon drum full of offense.
A raised kick. Taken by Antoine Edwards. And Edwards falling forward across the 20 for a 15-yard return of the kickoff as a light mist falls here at Jacksonville Municipal Stadium with Syracuse leading favored Clemson 13-0 in the closing stages of the opening quarter.
Cy Ellsworth, one of the offensive linemen for Syracuse, being attended to there. He played hockey.
He was a good player.
Oh, yeah. Went to the USA hockey camp, collegiate hockey camp. It was on the same line as John LeClaire of the Legion of Doom of the Philadelphia Flyers. Whoa, my goodness.
Give is to Priester, and Raymond got maybe a yard. Let's go on the sideline. Check in with John Dockery. Keeping dry, Doc.
Thank you, Tom. And behind me, that's Charlie Harbison, the defensive coach for Clemson. And he was being emphasizing to the defensive backs, they're playing a little too loose, and they're hooking inside. He's telling them to get a little closer, play a little more man-to-man, and jump on that hook pattern that Syracuse is hurting them with. Back to you.
Thanks, Doc. And I did notice that they were getting a big cushion.
Yes, and that is a key point. Clemson loves to play blitz and man-to-man, and they've backed off and are playing some zone.
2nd and 9. Green. Off his intended receiver and up for grabs. Picked off by Syracuse. Off Kenya Crooks into the arms of Kevin Abrams, his 7th interception of the season, the All-American corner who had an elbow injury and missed the Miami game. On the deflection, picks it off.
Yeah, it's deflected twice. It's hit by someone else, and that's why the receiver can't catch it. Who tips it? Oh, it wasn't deflected. You're right. It's just off the receiver. Right straight up in the air, and Syracuse has the ball again.
Paul Pasqualoni called Kevin Abrams the best corner in the East. This is his 7th interception of the season.
Did you know that during the 17th annual Toyotathon, you could get $2,000 in value package savings on a Toyota T100? Did you know that the Toyota Tacoma 4x4 was named Pickup Truck of the Year? Or that you can lease a Tacoma 4x2 for only $199 a month? Well, I did. How did I know? I heard my sister's boyfriend tell her about 1,000,000 times.
So which one do you think I should get?
How about both? Don't forget, Toyotathon ends soon.
You will be called private, specialist, or sergeant. Beneath the ribbons on your chest will be the souls of those who came before. You will be an individual, but triumph as a team. You will know strength, courage, and compassion. You will win what must be won, achieve what must be done.
Be all that you can be.
You will be a soldier.
Hi, Daddy.
We've always been an Ivory family. We know we can trust it.
You coming in?
No.
Come on.
No.
How about your own Ivory?
Okay.
Careful.
Ivory's safe, even for a baby's delicate skin. But grown-up skin needs to be babied, too. So we all use Ivory. It doesn't have any additives or strong perfumes. Ivory's pure. So it's the one I trust to safely care for my family's skin.
Ivory, you can feel sure because it's pure.
1874, the first transatlantic cable connecting Ireland and America. It was made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, phone companies and businesses use Siemens switches to send and receive voices, images, and data together for desktop video conferencing, wireless communications, and high-speed internet access. Siemens technologies keep you in touch and on top. Siemens, precision thinking.
Yeah. They say it's all right. Say it's all right. Have a good time. 'Cause it's all right. Whoa, it's all right.
I got me a 94 Abrams with his 7th interception of the season, 20th for the Orangemen. And once again, foiling a Clemson drive.
We got to give credit, too, to Nate Hemsley. 41, he does tip the ball right there, hand up, and Crooks can't make the catch. And Abrams, you mentioned his elbow injury. He started 10 games, missed the last one. They're glad to have him back. And
for Nealon Green, his 7th interception, but the first one away from Clemson Memorial Stadium. So once again, Syracuse in Clemson territory. There's that full house backfield. Morris, Conrad, and Thomas. And McNabb is forced to call a timeout coming out of the TV timeout. So let's go down to John Dockery.
Thanks, Tom. And, you know, you look at number 44 out there, Rob Conrad, and he's being used a lot today. He's 6'3", 230 pounds, runs a 4.45 40. He's a freshman from North Andover, Massachusetts. Now, the thing that makes it so important is number 44. Remember some of the great players at Syracuse? Jimmy Brown, Floyd Little, Ernie Davis, who wore that number. It puts extra pressure on a back. And here's Conrad was a high school player who was recruited by everybody. And I'm talking Notre Dame really wanted him. So did every other school in the country. And for a while there, he was wavering because Syracuse didn't go to a bowl the last couple of years. Before that, they went to 6 straight. So this game has a lot of undercurrent to it. Being in a bowl for a team, it's a big part of recruiting to get players like Rob Conrad, who's a fullback now, but may play a different position down the road. They expect big things from him.
First fullback to wear 44.
Yeah.
A lot of people think Larry Zonka wore 44.
No, they would be wrong, wouldn't they?
Yes, Zonka sporting number 39 when he played for the Orangemen.
Yeah, but you know, anybody who knows anything about college football and the number 44 at Syracuse, what kind of kid is Conrad who would be willing to take that number?
That's right.
You know?
Must be confident, huh?
Yeah, that is a heavy responsibility to be a Syracuse football player wearing number 44.
Speaking of numbers, Donovan McNabb wears number 5 in football and basketball. He'll be joining the Orangemen basketball team when football is over. Here's Tabuki Jones making his first appearance in the lineup. He's the lone setback. Fake to him, and McNabb still has it. Wings it down the field, and wide open Harrison for the touchdown. Wow. It was just waiting for it to come down, and Harrison didn't have a Clemson player within 20 yards.
John Dockery said the Clemson coaches were talking about tighter coverage.
Dexter McLeon must have been napping.
They run Harrison in motion. This is, again, a great throw by Donovan McNabb. Closest guy covering him is that Toyota sign. And if you can get me there, Tom, I can make that catch.
Well, whatever the timeout was, it was worth it.
It was worth it.
38-yard touchdown. McNabb already over 100 yards passing on 6 of 7. And the extra point attempt to increase the shocking Syracuse lead here in the first quarter. 2:07 left in the opening quarter, and already Coach P and the Orangemen are up 20-0.
Tom, Syracuse goes with 2 tight ends, a different running back than has normally been in there. And look at that throw by Donovan McNabb. Basically, if the thing just doesn't slip out of his hands, it's a touchdown.
Are those the worst kinds?
Yeah, those are the worst kind. You know, the ball flutters, it changes colors, it dips, it dives.
Nothing to it for Donovan McNabb and the Syracuse offense. They have put up 20 first quarter points on the favored Tigers of Clemson. Well, remember Mork and Mindy, my favorite Martian, and Alf. Well, now there's NBC's Third Rock from the Sun, a new comedy series about a family of aliens trying to fit in as humans. From the producers of Roseanne and the writers of Wayne's World comes Third Rock from the Sun on NBC Tuesday, January 9th. Sounds like a fun show to watch. Third Rock from the Sun premiering Tuesday, January 9th here on NBC.
Producers of Roseanne, writers from Wayne's World. Just think about that. Right. There's no telling what might be on that program.
Well, talk about shock. Clemson was about a 2-point favorite coming in. And Syracuse, after the interception, scored its second touchdown in the space of 57 seconds. Antoine Wyatt with a good return to the 33-yard line, a 26-yard return. And now the Tigers find themselves down 20, and their running game is not as potent. They're going to have to put it up some.
Look how Syracuse has done with the ball. They have been magnificent. 3 drives, 3 scores, converted every third down, got everybody on the offense involved.
It's about as good as you can do, isn't it?
They've yet to make a mistake. 164 to 38. This Clemson team averages 400 yards per game.
Pitch to Priester. Hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Coming from the strong safety spot was Daryl Parker. Nate Hemsley was there too. And they trapped Priester in the backfield for a loss. They are ready for the running game of Clemson here in the first quarter.
And Tom, what they're doing is disregarding the throw.
Right.
I mean, they're putting so many people up at the line of scrimmage, involving the safeties and corners. The defensive line of Syracuse does a great job of bouncing that thing to the outside, allowing Daryl Parker to make the tackle.
Raymond Priester on the season averages nearly 6 yards a carry. 7 carries, 13 yards so far. Pitch to Priester. Shook one tackler, made it to the 30, then thrown back. Only a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and long. The situation Clemson does not want to be in. John Dockery, you've been snooping around down there.
And that before, when the Clemson defensive coaches, Tom, yes, I was. It was interesting when the Clemson defensive coaches talked in the last time. They were talking technical. They're talking about coverages. This time, they simply talked about more broad strokes, emotion, playing together, not overcompensating. Basically, they said, it's time for a gut check.
Well, they're going to need one offensively here, facing a 3rd and 13, or they'll have to give the ball up again. Play action fake. Nealon Green in trouble. Scrambles out of the pocket, stopped with a gain of a yard. And once again, the Syracuse defense, perfect coverage downfield of the receivers. And then it is Stan Gibbs that gets through with Jason Walters to tackle Nealon Green.
This is the situation that Syracuse wants Clemson in. Make them throw. Good pressure by the guys up front. Excellent pressure by the guys up front. 56 also helps Delane Morgan on the tackle. Clemson comes in here on a 5-game winning streak. not playing like it at all in that first quarter.
And glad to get the first quarter over. It ends with the Syracuse Orangemen shocking the Clemson Tigers 20-0.
When it comes to mufflers, nobody knows the ropes like Meineke.
At Meineke, you'll always get a high-quality muffler at a great price.
They don't call us champs for nothing.
At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
This is the future of corporate computing. No, wait. This is. Oops, sorry, scratch that. The future is definitely this. On second thought, it'll be this, we think. There are many visions of the future. Most will turn out not to be right. But we engineer our network systems in anticipation of uncertainty. So no matter which way it all goes, you can't go wrong. Digital, whatever it takes.
History teaches primordial perspiration shouldn't mess with one's style. Consider this powerful discovery. Right Guard Pure Power Clear Gel. An astoundingly clear gel. Thus, it goes on clear without any flaky white stuff, protecting one powerfully. For when it comes to protection, one shouldn't mess around. Right Guard Clear Gel. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Bayer, powerful pain relief, and so much more. Now, extra strength Bayer PM, the only aspirin that gently helps you sleep.
How can you buy brakes if you don't know about them?
I always shop with people I trust.
You can always trust the folks at Meineke to give you quality, dependable brakes at a great price.
I trust the champ.
At Meineke, you're not going to pay a lot, but you'll get a lot.
I guarantee it.
Hey, Payne, have you ever changed your grip?
Nope. Why would you want to change a good thing?
Something else that hasn't changed is the tour's dedication to making life better for a whole lot of people. And that's some real change.
How much longer are we going to be out here hitting balls?
As long as it takes.
Ready to start the second quarter at the Toyota Gator Bowl with Syracuse leading Clemson 20-0. And Chris McAnally in punt formation for the Tigers. He is a major indoor soccer league player, professional soccer player. And kicking to Marvin Harrison, the Big East Special Teams Player of the Year. Averages nearly 17 yards a return, a low line drive punt. Harrison has it at the 30 with a head of steam. Crosses midfield and banged out of bounds in Clemson territory. After a good return, Elmer Bench made the tackle, but not until he brought it back 23 yards. Punt covered 39, a 23-yard return with a penalty marker down. And it will be against Syracuse on the return.
Flag on the play.
Illegal block in the back. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
That is the first mistake Syracuse has made today.
There haven't been many for Coach P and his Orangemen, who have their offense back on the field. Donovan McNabb has rushed for a touchdown, thrown for another one. Has hit 6 of his first 7 passes.
Wow. 8 first downs for Syracuse, 2 for Clemson in that first quarter.
Jones and Thomas in the backfield in the I formation. Off the hands of Wilson and incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
The thing that Syracuse has got to fight here, Tom, 20 quick points, 3 drives, they score all 3 times, is a little complacency here. This Clemson football team is a big, powerful football team. And Syracuse has got them down. Now they got to keep them down. They can't drop a notch in their performance.
Jones and Morris in the backfield behind McNabb here on 2nd and 10. Motion man is Turner. Here's the option and the pitch. And running room galore. It is Jones. who is across midfield, a gain of 15 yards before Brian Dawkins forces him out of bounds.
Great call. They catch Clemson in an outside linebacker blitz. Watch what happens right over here. There's the outside blitz right there by number 16, Lamont Evans. And the running back just runs right by him. Perfect call again by Syracuse.
Bucky Jones is a sophomore from New Britain, Connecticut, filling in today for the injured Kyle McIntosh and getting 15 yards on that carry. McNabb looking to throw, chased from the pocket, scrambling and hit and down. A big play by the Clemson defense. Warren Forney had dead aim on Donovan McNabb and got him for the loss. The senior from Rutherford, North Carolina, along with Patrick Sapp, making the play on McNabb for their first sack of the game.
First time there was decent coverage down the field, too, by Clemson. McNabb was looking all over for somebody to throw to. Starts right, then down the middle. Tries to adjust, and then Forney out there. McNabb sees it coming, dives to the ground.
Patrick Sapp enjoying his homecoming. Getting a piece of McNabb right there.
Yeah, that'll be illegal. Ex-quarterback sacking and quarterback. NCAA shouldn't allow that.
Baby, they call him, Patrick Sapp. Try to get it back on the ground with Conrad. And a minimal gain. Anthony Simmons, the freshman phenom from Spartanburg, South Carolina, who was voted by UPI as NCAA Freshman of the Year after leading the Tigers in tackles with 142. In fact, had 19 on a couple of occasions against South Carolina and against North Carolina. He is something. What did you say? You mentioned it earlier that Tommy West said he's been ready from day one, that he had only one bad practice all season.
19, turned 19 in June.
3rd and 17. Remember, third down conversion. Syracuse is perfect. McNabb scrambling. Got away. Fires. And it's caught by Harrison. Harrison down at the 22-yard line.
My goodness.
31 yards as McNabb and Harrison hook up again. And the athleticism of Donovan McNabb to get away and then find Harrison.
He's in the slot. The initial pattern is the out. He breaks the rule. You know, he's pointing, I'm going to be over here. McNabb says, okay, I don't blame him. I mean,
was it there, you say?
Over there. Just throw it over there. I'll get there. Another huge third down conversion by Syracuse.
Antoine Edwards, number 1, makes a stab at the football right there, but Harrison has it. First down, Syracuse at the 22 of Clemson already. The Orangemen up by 20. Jones tackled at the 25-yard line. Loss of a couple. Anthony Simmons with backfield penetration. John Dockery, Coach P and his men making it look easy.
They certainly are, and if there's any silver lining here for Clemson, and certainly they're looking for any small thing, is that the weather's getting a little rougher. You saw Harrison slip. The wind is picking up a little bit, so the chances of turnovers increase. I mean, if you're a Clemson fan, that gives you a little bit of hope as the weather gets worse. I know, guys, I'm grabbing at straws. All right.
But, Doc, wouldn't you agree? Quarterback rolls left, receiver runs the opposite way. They make the completion. So far, this is Syracuse Day, regardless of weather.
No matter what, Syracuse looks dynamic.
7th play of their current drive. They have scored a touchdown on each of their first 3. McNabb dragged down from behind just inside the 25, and that'll bring up, guess what, another third down. Tony Dessou got the penetration that time.
By Tony Dessou.
The former high school running back from Virginia Beach.
These linebackers for Clemson, not big, but great speed. He catches McNabb from behind. Here comes 33. McNabb's looking, should I pitch it? Should I keep it? No, he keeps it, and Dessou with a fine tackle.
Late substitution defensively by Clemson here as they check those personnel groupings by Syracuse. 4 for 4 on 3rd and long. This one needs 12 for the first down. McNabb for the end zone and dropped. Peter Ford and Marvin Harrison fighting for possession, and Harrison could not hold on to the football.
Ball is underthrown. If McNabb leads him properly, he makes the catch. Ford with an excellent defensive play. In motion, single coverage. Looking right at Ford, breaks away from him. He's got to come back for the ball a little bit. That allows Ford to get his hand up, knock it away. Nice play, Ford. One of a set of twins that plays for the Clemson defense.
His brother Andy is also a defensive back. So Olindo Murray will attempt a 42-yard field goal. Donovan to hold, or Downing to hold, excuse me. Whoop. And right into the arms of Murray, will be tackled back at the 41-yard line. Dexter McCleon, who is coming. Clemson has blocked 7 kicks this season. McCleon had his eye on a block. Downing fumbled the snap right into the arms of Murray, who could do nothing with it.
Slips right through his hands. Snap is a little high, but it's another completion.
Well, maybe that's the spark Clemson needs. We'll see.
With all its power, with all that it is capable of, with a low lease payment of just $2.99 a month, for this nicely equipped 4x4. Imagine the places it can take you. The 95 Toyota 4Runner, where civilization is headed.
When it comes to mutual funds, it's often hard to tell what you're looking at. Is this one better? Or this one? Schwab makes finding funds that may be right for you easy with the Select List. Each quarter, we analyze the more than 350 no-load funds we provide, based on data from Morningstar, to give you a summary of the historically high performers. For a free trial subscription, call 1-800-5-NO-LOAD and see if it doesn't help bring things into focus.
At BASF, we don't make the cooler. We make it cooler. We don't make the jeans. We make them bluer. We don't make the toys. We make them tougher. We don't make the water scooter, we make it lighter. At BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
The 1996 Toyota Gator Bowl is brought to you by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. By Gillette Sensor XL and the Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. And by new Arutas KT. It's the potent medicine for pain. So potent, it relieves tough headaches.
Well, so far, the Clemson football team has been all wet. And that's the reason why, as the Gator Bowl converted to the House of Orange today. The orange of Clemson, the orange of Syracuse. Time for the Clemson offense to show up. Green keeps and gets nothing. Maybe you lost a yard with Dulane Morgan the tackle. John Dockery.
Tom, I got a question for you. What do you do if you're a former Clemson quarterback, right? And you were the Gator Bowl MVP in '86, and your name is Rodney Williams. You know what you become? A sideline reporter. What else? Rodney, how are you? Hey, John, nice to see you. Good to see you. All right, question for you. As we watch this play, you're the quarterback. You were the quarterback at Clemson. You're the quarterback now in this Gator Bowl. What would you do?
I think what you have to do is we've got to throw the ball on first and second down. Play action's obviously not working. We got to throw the ball long to loosen the secondary up. Also, you got to throw it over the middle to keep the linebackers from coming downhill so hard.
Would you throw a screen?
I think you need to throw it deep, John. Right now, the linebackers and the secondary is coming with run support so strong that we've got to loosen them up a little bit. So you throw it long, whether it's complete or not, you still loosen them and give them a little bit of threat of something long.
Well, you know what? They just threw a screen. It didn't work. So maybe they should listen to you and put it downfield. What you're saying is like throwing a fastball under a baseball player's chin. It has its impression. It'll loosen them up.
Exactly, and that's what we need to do because their team speed right now is really beating us down.
All right, Tom, let's watch the play, and Rodney's still with me.
Well, Green pulls it down, decides to run, and once again Clemson will punt. Dulane Morgan dragging him down, but perhaps by the face mask. Let's see, there's a penalty mark or on the play. Personal foul, face mask, so Clemson will get a first down out of it.
I think Syracuse would be very happy to let Nealon Green just run the ball here. There's the face mask. No question about it whatsoever. It's the big one, 15 yards.
Dulane Morgan got him by the face mask. The third first down of the game for the Tigers.
But, Tom, you see how inept Clemson looks trying to throw the ball. I mean, the quarterback is just not comfortable doing that. His first choice is to run rather than look for that outlet receiver.
First down at the Syracuse 38-yard line. Green retreats to pass and lofts it down the field. He's got a man wide open and out of bounds. Incomplete, Antoine Wyatt. Wyatt was all by himself, but out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness. Antoine Wyatt, this team's best receiver. When you practice where that sideline is. I believe Wyatt could make the catch here as you watch and stay in bounds. And last foot. Whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That catch should have been good.
Yes, that left foot is in. That should have been a catch.
That should have been a reception. Remember, in college football, 1 foot in bounds, all that's needed. And Wyatt had 1 in bounds.
He did.
The reaction is to the replay on the big screen here.
The left foot does come down. The official calls it very quickly.
Priester to the 35-yard line. He got 3 before Morgan makes another tackle. Doc, Clemson, the victim of a bad call there.
They certainly were a bad call there, but they must have heard what you were saying, throw the ball deep. What shocks you the most? You've been with the team all season long. What about the defense? What's the problem there?
I tell you, all season long, our defense has been really quick, and it looks like they're quicker than the offense. Today, it looks like Syracuse offense is a little bit quicker and executing, obviously, very efficiently. And the Tigers are just not making a play when they have to on 3rd and long.
Well, good luck to you. Another sideline reporter with good information. Back to you guys.
Yeah, questionable. That pass broken up. Phil Nash was the man that batted it down, but there is a penalty marker on the play. Those sideline reporters stick together, and sometimes the quality of that information is questionable.
Come on, guys. It's the new year. You have to give me a breakdown here.
Well, we had a meeting last night. Those two must have met later and formed a union.
I think so, yeah. Kind of like your tight end union.
Yes.
It appears to be against Clemson.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 3rd down.
Watch the right side of the screen. We'll see if we can pick it up. That's where the offensive line blocking takes place. Well, yeah, there's somebody being dragged down. No question about it whatsoever.
Robert Jackson sort of with a trip. Took his hand to knock the leg out from underneath the defender, and Syracuse will take the penalty, setting up a 3rd and 23. From the shotgun, Green. Quick toss, complete to Horn. Horn will make it to the 35-yard line, and another flag goes down. Hemsley and Myers gain of 16, short of the first down, unless the penalty would help. Another face mask against the Orangemen.
Face mask on the defense. 5 yards from the end of the run. Repeat, 3rd down.
So a break for Clemson.
Yeah, gets a nice block to kick out that defensive player. You see the hand. It's Donovan Darius with the hand on the face mask. But it's a 5-yard penalty, and that does not give them a first down.
No, but it gives them the down over after they tack on the penalty to the end of the run, which means 3rd and 3. Maybe 2.5. Henry Smith will pound ahead and apparently has the first down. Chris Marks hanging on, but Emmett Smith's little brother from Pensacola, Florida, will be very close to the first down and got it. First down Clemson. So with the aid of a couple of penalties, the Clemson Tigers keep their drive going and will have a first down at the Syracuse 28-yard line.
Syracuse has just neutralized this running game for the Clemson Tigers. Always compared to his brother is Emery to Emmett. But he said, hey, I've always been a fullback. He's always been a running back. But you know what he has to do? The most asked question of Emery, forge Emmett's signature on this football card, will you?
Here he is again. Emery Smith with an Emmett-like run to the 14-yard line. Well, the grandfather is Emmett Sr., the father Emmett Jr., and the brothers, Emmett III, Eric, Emery, and Emil. So the E's are wild. That one wild for 14 yards.
240 pounds. Finally, a little gap produced there by the Clemson offensive line. Almost took last year off. Started just 2 games, really went into a real lull, came back with a recommitted Emery Smith. Has been a big part of this Clemson football team's offensive success.
First down at the 14. Pitch, Priester trying to turn the corner. Gets to the 10 and then is ridden out of bounds. 4-yard gain. Donovan Darius, who has been all over the field for Coach P's defense, forces Priester out of bounds.
And, of course, anytime you face a running game of this kind that Clemson has, one of the secrets to nullifying it is safeties who are 1 big, 2 have great speed. And we've seen Donovan Darius on a lot of instances so far in this first half get out there on the flank to make the tackle. He's filling the lane from that safety spot. Trying to cut that on the run as best he can.
Obviously, the best penetration by the Clemson offense today. 10th play of the drive coming up. Smith stacked up at the line of scrimmage, bounces off would-be tacklers, and then is knocked down at about the 15. Let's see where they mark his forward progress. Jeff Danish led the defensive charge. The center of that Syracuse defense up to the task that time. After Smith had got a good gain the last time he carried.
But again, you see Donovan Darius from the safety spot. I mean, showing very little respect for the passing game of Clemson. They're firing their safeties at every opportunity at the line of scrimmage.
They'll mark Smith's forward progress just inside the 10, setting up a 3rd and 6. Swing pass, Priester looks for a block on the corner, bangs down close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark him actually at about the 6, and it'll be short of the first down. Mike Brown preventing Priester from getting first down yardage.
Well, they try to get as many people in front of Priester as they could out there on that sweep, Tom, but again, Syracuse out there to help. And Clemson's going to take a timeout here.
Facing a 4th down. Remember, earlier in the first quarter, Clemson went for it on 4th down and failed. We'll see what happens here. They're already down 20. They need it.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. And for dry skin, try new Edge Extra Moisturizing Formula.
So what'd you get?
99-cent Whopper.
Now, why can't you just say you got a Whopper? Why do you have to tell me how much you paid for it?
It's a good deal, man. Look at the size of this. It tastes good, and I get it fixed my way, too, all for 99 cents.
Get your burger's worth with a tasty flame-broiled Whopper for just 99 cents, but only for a limited time.
Now, how would it sound if I said this shirt only cost me $5?
It'd sound like you overpaid.
You think I overpaid?
Mm-hmm.
The 99-cent Whopper at Burger King. Get your burger's worth.
Honey, I told you you'd love it.
You were right, sweetie. I wanted the motel. I feel like an outdoorsman.
Look
Good night, honey.
Oh, my God.
That noise, did you hear that noise?
What do you see? What do you see?
Oh, boy, honey. Where's the Ericsson cellular phone?
Oh, shoot, I left it outside.
What do you mean you left it outside? I gotta go out there and get it.
Ericsson cellular phones. Because when life gets a little wild, you want a highly reliable Ericsson cellular phone.
Hi, yeah, we're in a tent. There's some trees and there's a huge bear out there.
No, there isn't a fountain of youth. But we do know that proper nutrition is one of the keys to staying healthy and active. The good news is, now there's Boost.
It's a whole new kind of milkshake with 25 important vitamins and minerals, including antioxidants and beta-carotene. Sometimes we're just too busy to eat right, but you can help keep your body at its best with Boost.
Wednesday, it was an open and shut murder case until a high-priced lawyer put the cops on trial.
And implanting evidence.
All new Law & Order NBC Wednesday.
Looming in the fog, one of the bridges in downtown Jacksonville over the St. Johns River, just adjacent to Jacksonville Municipal Stadium. Rainy Jacksonville Municipal Stadium today, with Clemson facing a 4th down and 2. 6:31 left till halftime, down 20-0, and they're going to elect for the field goal. Tommy West saw his team fail to convert on 4th and 1.5 in the first quarter.
Boy, Tom, what a
Syracuse calls a timeout. They were surprised.
Absolutely. I'm didn't mean to interrupt, but this is the 4th best rushing team in the country. They average 400 yards offense per game. That's how difficult it's been for Clemson to muster any offense in this first half. What a compliment to Syracuse.
Well, pleasant temperatures here today, just under 70 degrees, though it has been cold in the Jacksonville, Florida First Coast area in recent days. And speaking of cold, coming up next, NBC Sportswear will help you ring in the new year with figure skating's biggest stars as Chrysler presents Nutcracker on Ice. U.S. women's and men's national champions Nicole Bobick and Todd Eldridge join Olympic gold medalist Peggy Fleming and 2-time Olympic silver medalist Brian Orser in this holiday skating spectacle. The new year celebrated with the Chrysler Nutcracker on Ice coming up next here on NBC. That doesn't look like Florida, does it? Could get that shot somewhere else.
Well, Tommy West called his entire team to the sideline again here, and he's put his offense back in the game.
Well, he did force Syracuse to use a timeout when he sent the field goal unit out. Now comes back with the offense. Now Coach P's got to make another adjustment to get his defense back in. It's 4th and 2 from the 6. Green to pass. He still has it, and he drills it incomplete. Intended for Lamont Hall, the tight end, who has not caught a pass all season and appeared to be the only receiver in the pattern.
Yeah, there he is right there. He's more of a blocker than he is a receiver. You're right. Green fakes once, and actually Lamont Hall, for not being much of a receiver, jumps inside. But Abrams, number 4, excellent coverage. Kevin Abrams not fooled.
Are you shocked by the play call?
Yes, absolutely. Again, Clemson averages 55 rushes a game.
And so for the second time in the game, they have a 4-minute drive that comes up empty. Syracuse takes over at its own 6.5-yard line. It is to Malcolm Thomas, fighting his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Lamont Evans makes the tackle after a gain of 11 and another Syracuse first down.
Well, there's the Orangemen on the sideline with their coaches. I can't imagine what the coach is saying. Hey, you like this Gator Bowl? 20. How's this half gone for you, fellas? Look, you got a little grass stain on your jersey. Would you mind wiping that off? You're doing everything else fine.
You know, this Clemson defense is not chopped liver either. They are 10th in the nation in scoring defense. They allow only 16 a game, and Syracuse put up 20 in the first quarter. Rob Conrad on the carry, stopped by Andy McCrory. Don't forget, coming into the game, you had the matchup of Clemson with the 4th best rushing attack in college football against one of the worst rushing defenses in Syracuse.
You can see the defense you just mentioned, Tom. That is excellent. 122 yards rushing, 16.2 points per game. But I mean, this package of offense that the Syracuse has hit Clemson with is just the Clemson defense doesn't know where they're coming from next. Reverse.
And Clemson was ready for it as Marvin Harrison on the end around. Next to McLeon stayed at home for the Clemson defense.
Well, this is the first reverse we've seen, but it's beautifully executed. Here's Patrick Sapp. He's about to make the sack. Oh, no, he pitched it. And, of course, the outside guy on the line of scrimmage has got containment. That's why the receiver can just run around there and pick up good yardage.
Sapp has had a wonderful homecoming right up until game time.
Yes.
Had some of the teammates, a dozen or so, over for dinner at his mom's house. Had turkey, ham, dressing, greens, cake.
Yeah, mom's still cleaning up from that bunch.
McNabb rifles complete. Catch made by Marvin Harrison, who's having his usual big day. Andy Ford chases him out of bounds, but not until he has another Syracuse first down. Harrison on the afternoon has already caught 6 balls for 118 yards.
My goodness. And you know, this Clemson defense, again, I said Syracuse has basically taken Clemson out of the blitz, but they still run a fair amount of man-to-man coverage. But that was very loose coverage by Ford on Harrison for the easy completion.
McNabb still with the football, looking to throw, directing a little traffic and heaving it over the head of his intended receiver, the tight end, Cinceno. Trying to get Cinceno to continue running down the sideline and let him a little too much.
I'm not sure who the primary receiver was there. Cinceno was not the primary receiver. McNabb on the roll. He has thrown the ball beautifully.
He's lived up to billing, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Now 8 of 12, 149 yards and a touchdown. Ran for another. I enjoyed our talk with him, didn't you?
Yes.
He was so poised, so confident.
Absolutely. Dad's an electrical engineer. He wants to be a broadcaster. And he's going to the Newhouse School of Broadcasting up in Syracuse. We know a couple of guys from there, don't we?
Yeah, a few. Mom is a registered nurse from Dolton, Illinois, southern suburb of Chicago. McNabb throwing this one long downfield for Harrison. No, for Wilson. And it's incomplete.
Boy, he had it, too.
Out of his arms as he collided with McLeon.
Tom, that's another great throw. I mean, the kid rolls out of the pocket, fakes the fullback, sets up, steps back. This is a fine throw. This ball should have been caught. He's got to stretch out on it a little bit, but, I mean, that's there. For a redshirt freshman, McNabb has been spectacular in this first half.
Waiting for Wilson to get back. He said, come on. Come on.
Yeah, quarterbacks will do that to you. Wait a minute, I just ran 50 yards. Give me a break.
Play clock's already down to 10. Another third down for the Orangemen. They get it off just barely. McNabb throws it incomplete over the head of Harrison. And a cheer from the Clemson fans.
That's the first sign I've seen today of the ball being wet. That ball just slipped out of McNabb's hand.
So he has hit a bit of a lull here. He's hit only 2 of his last 7, although a couple could have been caught.
There was pressure from Clemson, but this one just seems to get away from him. And that's a good 6-7 yards over the receiver's head.
So for the first time today, Sean Reale is in punt formation. And Antoine Wyatt, the dangerous man deep for Clemson. Whoa! Reale went upstairs to pull down the snap. And Wyatt says, get away from it. It'll be down just inside the 30-yard line. 4:31 left. That was a 39-yard punt. But Clemson needs some offense desperately.
At Prime Star, we think everybody should be able to enjoy mini-dish satellite television. At the same time, we believe that nobody should have to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to buy a dish. So with Prime Star, there's no equipment to buy. Our dish comes with the service, along with 95 channels, digital picture, digital sound. And it all starts at about $1 a day. Prime Star, satellite television everyone can enjoy. Call 1-800-PRIME-STAR.
Jacksonville's got it all, and it's all a lot closer than Florida's other vacation destinations. So spending time in Jacksonville and its area beaches is like taking a shortcut to the vacation of a lifetime. From our broad sunny beaches and world-class golf and tennis to our exciting festival marketplace, we've got it all. In short, Jacksonville is everything you want in a Florida vacation. Jacksonville, your gateway to Florida's first coast.
Face it, no other razor shaves closer or with more comfort than Gillette Sensor XL. No razor is better.
Up here. Hi, Martin Mall. I'm inside Ed Klein's dream. Ed's having a vivid dream about money because he's taking advantage of Red Roof Inn's stream rates. I think his subconscious is overjoyed about all the money he's saving. Am I right, Ed? That was a yes.
Red Roof Inn's dream rates are available for a limited time. For reservations, call 1-800-THE-ROOF.
I hate to tell him his alarm's about to go off.
All set?
You bet I am. Thanks to you.
A few weeks ago with Jesse, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming.
Because great hair can't have flakes.
Chrysler presents The Nutcracker on Ice, the classic Christmas fairy tale starring Peggy Fleming, Nicole Bobeck, Todd Eldridge, and Brian Orser. Next on NBC.
A beleaguered Tommy West trailing 20-0 at the 4:31 mark. Clemson has stopped themselves today. They had an interception twice, stopped on 4th down, and they just have not been able to generate any offense.
Certainly not what he expected when we talked to him the other day. I mean, he was very upbeat about his team's chances, liked what they did, how they were doing it, but nothing in this first half.
3 wide receiver formation here on 1st down, and Green to throw. And it is intercepted or not? Yes. Picked off by Kevin Abrams. That's his 2nd interception of the day. Intended for Joe Woods. The pass a little low. Abrams broke on it perfectly. He has 8 interceptions for the season.
Play action fake again. Neon Green sets up, throws as best he possibly can, but Abrams, excellent speed. That's underneath the receiver. Well, I don't know. It looked to me like it may have hit the turf, but Paul Pasqualoni helps out the official there. No question that's an interception.
So the 2nd Clemson turnover, and both on interceptions by Neon Green, who had not thrown one away from Death Valley all season. But you get the idea that Clemson just is not going to be able to beat you throwing the football.
No.
Play action fake, 1st down. McNabb rifles behind his intended receiver, Marvin Harrison, who slipped on the play.
He's hurt, too. He's still down.
Brian Dawkins on the coverage for Clemson.
Now, that would be a blow.
You know, looks like he's grabbing hold of his wrist or his hand or his arm or something. I can't really tell.
Already he has his 6th 100-yard receiving game of the season and 10th of his career.
Mike, update McNabb for me.
And being helped to the sideline, Marvin Harrison, the senior from Philadelphia.
Let's see. Took his glove off. He was wearing his glove on his right hand there a little bit. Maybe the ball just hit his finger. See if we can see it, because he reaches back for the football. That just caught him on the end of the finger somehow. Anyway, this is a much closer look now.
Syracuse all-time career yardage receiver.
I can't really pick that up either. May have been his thumb. Not really sure. We'll try to get a report as quickly as we can.
2nd and 10 from the 46 of Clemson. Syracuse up 20-0. McNabb trying to keep and thrown back for the center of the Clemson defense, led by Chris Jones, freshman linebacker from Monroe, Georgia. Jones, one of only 3 freshmen to play from scrimmage in every game for the Tigers this season. Was a running back at Monroe Area High School in Georgia. Gained 1,400 yards rushing in his senior year.
Clemson lost all their starting linebackers last year, so he comes in this year. He's got McCrory, number 5. He was a converted safety. You got Sapp, converted to quarterback. So The Clemson Tigers were looking for linebackers anywhere.
3rd and 10. McNabb has missed his last 4 as Marvin Harrison remains on the Syracuse bench. McNabb scrambling, picking his way forward, ducking, diving, close to the first down marker, maybe a half-yard short. Covered by Brian Dawkins as McNabb shows his ability to scramble. John Dockery, you have a report on Marvin Harrison for us.
Yes, it's good news for Syracuse folks. He jammed his right thumb when the ball hit it. He seems to be all right. They pulled it out, and now they're taping that right wrist and hand. So I expect that Harrison will be back in the game, maybe not before the half, but certainly in the second half.
Meanwhile, it's 4th down and a yard for Syracuse at the Clemson 37. Remember, twice Clemson has been stopped on 4th down. Let's see if Syracuse can convert. First, they'll call a timeout. So the Orangemen take a timeout to talk it over, facing a 4th and 1 when we return to the Toyota Gator Bowl.
Okay. So you're out in the middle of nowhere, trapped inside a giant maze. A 10-ton ball is chasing you. It's trying to crush you. Hey, it could happen. The powerful Constable T100 Extra Cab. It's the Toyota of big trucks.
Here's new croissant pockets from Hot Pockets brand.
Sandwiches stuffed with fabulous fillings like chicken and broccoli. Or ham and cheddar. In a tender, flaky crust. Outstanding. New croissant pockets from Hot Pockets.
When it comes to mutual funds, it's often hard to tell what you're looking at. Is this one better? Or this one? Schwab makes finding funds that may be right for you easy with the Select List. Each quarter, we analyze the more than 350 no-load funds we provide, based on data from Morningstar, to give you a summary of the historically high performers. For a free trial subscription, call 1-800-5-NO-LOAD and see if it doesn't help bring things into focus.
Now there are 4 ways to get the power of Selsun Blue, the #1 doctor-recommended dandruff shampoo. There's medicated, moisturizing, 2-in-1, balanced, 4 powerful Selsun Blue formulas. Now you've got even more Selsun power.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the Edge. And for dry skin, try new Edge Extra Moisturizing Formula.
Next weekend, the AFC Divisional Playoffs heat up on NBC. Saturday at 12 noon Eastern, Neil O'Donnell and the Steelers host Jim Kelly and the Incredibles. We're back! Sunday at 3:30 Eastern, the AFC's top team, the Chiefs, face the Indianapolis Colts. 2 great matchups on the way to Super Bowl 30 next weekend on NBC.
Beautiful shot from the Trumpster blimp. Oh, no. That's what it would have looked like if the blimp hadn't been grounded today by the fog and the rain.
Bright, sunshiny day there.
4th down and a yard for Syracuse. Full house backfield. Morris, Conrad, Thomas. McNabb, some last-minute instructions. Thomas, first down. Syracuse penetrates the 25 to the 23-yard line. And where Clemson could not convert to 4th down, Syracuse does it with ease. Andy McCrory makes the tackle.
Again, Pasqualoni believing his offensive line, bigger, stronger, could eventually wear down this Clemson defensive line. Great confidence shown in this offensive football team in this first half by Coach P.
Syracuse scoring on its first 3 possessions. 1 extra point was blocked. They haven't scored since the first quarter, but threatening here with a first down at the Clemson 33. And Marvin Harrison is back on the field to the bottom of your screen. Play action fake. McNabb complete to Harrison with a flag down. And he can't duck the defender, Andy Ford, who pushes him out of bounds.
That may have been an illegal block.
Swing pass is complete to Harrison. Andy Ford on the coverage, but their flags down.
Wilson a little shaken up, and it will be against the Orangemen.
Yeah, I think it's on Wilson because he had to get that quick block out there for that screen to work, and very slow getting up.
Another one of the many Floridians on this Syracuse team. Once they get over that initial shock of the cold, they seem to like it up there.
Yeah.
Holding. Any offense. 10 yards. 10 yards. Follow the ball. Repeat. First down.
You know, the cold, you mentioned the cold. Patrick Sapp went up here. Here's 6, Mahan Wilson right here. You're going to see him grab, just hold on a little too much. Pulls the man down a little too much. Patrick Sapp, the outside linebacker for Clemson, went to Syracuse. Didn't like the cold. Settled in Clemson, South Carolina.
In fact, he and Malcolm Thomas visited Syracuse together. They were high school rivals here in Jacksonville. Conrad. Tough yardage to the 35 with Andy McCrory hanging on.
Down to the 35.
Unless Syracuse helps Clemson a lot, turning the ball over, coughing it up, interceptions. It does not look like this Clemson football team today has a reasonable chance to get back in the game, Tom.
They just can't throw the football, and they trail by 20. Now the final minute 30 of the first half. Syracuse facing a 2nd and 14 at the 36 of the Tigers. That's the situation. Fake by McNabb, pass deflected and broken up. Intended for the tight end, Cinceno, and Brett Williams, the man that tipped the ball into the air.
Oh, he's wide open, too. Nice waggle here, run by McNabb. See, the tight end comes all the way across the formation. But an excellent job of just getting up in the air by Brett Williams to tip the ball away, or this is an easy completion. And look at the yardage behind the tight end. He's got 12 or 15 yards. Simmons almost makes the interception.
Now 3rd and 14 for Pasqualoni as West tries to rally his defense just before halftime. Harrison in motion. McNabb being chased from the blind side, got rid of the ball. It's up for grabs. Oh, and it's picked off on a one-handed interception by Peter Ford. Andre Carter was bearing down on McNabb. He threw it up for grabs, and Ford with a sensational one-hand pickoff, the 9th interception of his career, 4th this season.
Well, this is what McNabb has got to learn. You can't throw this football. Ford does a great job. Watch the hand fighting here. They grab a hold of each other. That's a rebound. Beautifully done by Ford.
And Clemson's 22nd interception of the season, but it sets them all the way back to their own 1-yard line. So McNabb has hit a cold spell for sure. 0 for his last 7, with that one being picked off. 4th interception of the year for Ford. He's a junior from Sumter, South Carolina. Twin brother of Andy. The two have both been starting corners for Clemson. Try to pound it out a little bit in the closing seconds of the first half.
Well, I imagine Tommy West is going to be, shall we say, vocal in the locker room.
Kind of like he was at the end of last season.
Yes.
Huh? Challenged them.
Yep. He can do that now.
Syracuse has no timeouts left, so they can't stop the clock with thoughts of holding Clemson down there.
And on the other side of the field, I would think that Coach P, Paul Pasqualoni, gentlemen, that's a fine half of football.
And that could be the final play of the first half. Shocking development here at the Toyota Gator Bowl as Syracuse scored on its first 3 possessions of the game to take a 20-0 lead on the favored Clemson Tigers, who have gotten nothing done offensively all day. So at the end of the first half, from the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, 20-0 Syracuse. Let's go to John Dockery.
Thank you, Tommy. Coach, a near-perfect half for you.
Well, we executed very, very well, most especially in the opening drive of the game was key, and we played well offensively, and we kept them out of the end zone.
You seem to have more of a variety of offensive packages. Is that the idea?
Yeah, we're in multiple groupings, multiple sets, multiple formations, and that was the plan coming in. Try to keep them off balance.
You certainly did. What about defensively? You seem to just crowd the line and say, hey, run, you know, you'll have to throw to beat us. Is that it?
That's right. We're going to try to make them throw to beat us, and they're certainly, they've got great wide receivers, so we're taking a chance, but we feel we've got to do it.
You take less of a chance in the second half because you're up?
We'll play strategy now to a certain degree, but we're still going to have to keep them out of the end zone. We've got a lot of football to play.
Congratulations, Coach. Good luck.
He certainly has kept Clemson guessing all in this first half. Syracuse leading Clemson 20-0. Now let's go to our update studio in New York and Hannah Storm. Hannah?
Happy New Year, Tom. Coming up on the Prudential Update, we'll check out the early scores on this, the busiest day of the bowl season, and we'll peek ahead at next weekend's NFL playoffs as we close in on Super Bowl 30 here on NBC. Also, we'll bring you the Gator Bowl halftime extravaganza. That's all coming up after this message from Clemson and the NCAA.
There is a special place where mountain streams feed a picturesque lake that laps against the shore of a university campus in South Carolina. A place where minds are developed, leaders are forged, and the future is now. A place where strangers become family, and the tigers roar. A special place called Clemson.
A new set of academic standards for freshmen is now in effect. To practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship, freshmen will need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in high school, and a corresponding minimum score on the ACT or SAT. Ask your coach or guidance counselor about the new sliding scale and requirements. Prepare yourself now. It's never too early to hit the books.
This message provided by the NCAA.
Welcome back to the Toyota Gator Bowl. We're at halftime. Syracuse leading 20-0. And let's hear from the Clemson University Tiger Band under the direction of Dr. Mark Hustler with a halftime medley of service songs.
The services honored in this war forces medley. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at our Tiger Band.
University Tiger Band entertaining at halftime of the Gator Bowl. Now let's go back to Hannah Storm in New York.
This is the NBC Sports Prudential Update. Now, Hannah Storm.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to our festive Prudential Update studio in New York. The studio crew having quite the wild party here last night. They overslept and neglected to clean up. Anyway, we hope that you had a great New Year's as well and are firmly planted on your couch enjoying college football's busiest bowl day. It's well underway, so let's get you right to the scoreboard. And in the game you're watching, the Toyota Gator Bowl, it has been all the orange of Syracuse. Stumbled a bit at the end of the regular season, but come bowl time, they've turned it up a notch, and that's Jacksonville native Malcolm Thomas breaking loose for 24 yards. Thomas ruled out at the 1, scored on the next play, and gave the Orange a 7-0 lead. 13-0 Syracuse when freshman quarterback Donovan McNabb finds big play wide receiver Marvin Harrison a 38-yard touchdown earlier in the game. McNabb also ran one in from 5 yards out. Syracuse has not scored in the second quarter, but a 20-0 commanding lead over the Clemson Tigers. The Oranges won 5 straight bowl games. At the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida, it is Ohio State taking the early lead on Tennessee. They're co-ranked at number 4. Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George, first ever Heisman winner to play in the Citrus Bowl. He already has 41 yards rushing early in the second quarter, and he has a touchdown, his 24th rushing touchdown of the season. At the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Oregon, looking for its first ever 10-victory season, got on the board early with 2 field goals from Joshua Smith. They lead Colorado 6-0. And Penn State blowing out Auburn. This is shaping up to be the worst bowl loss in the history of the Auburn Tigers. It's Terry Bowden's first bowl as the head coach there at Auburn. Wally Richardson is having a tremendous day for Penn State, a career-high 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Bobby Ingram. Now turning to football NFL style, 8 teams remain alive for Super Bowl 30 with the divisional playoffs set to kick off Saturday with Buffalo at Pittsburgh. The late game is Green Bay at San Francisco. And up first on Sunday, it's Philadelphia at Dallas. Then we've got the Colts and the Chiefs. Yesterday, Indianapolis beat the defending AFC champion San Diego Chargers in San Diego, and now they face another tough test, the Kansas City Chiefs, the team with the NFL's best record in the regular season. Now, these teams have not faced each other since 1990, but at that time, the Colts did beat the Chiefs.
I've not seen Kansas City all year. I couldn't tell you. We're going to really have to go to work on studying Kansas City this week because I'm not familiar with them at all.
We don't know too much about these guys, but I know if we come together and play, each play like we can, and I don't think we have a problem.
We know that the pressure will probably be on them because we're like the Northwestern of the NFL. I think we're not going to get a lot of respect. But the fact of the matter is, we're in the second round. We're just going to go out, play, have fun. Any pressure on us.
Yeah, but they was playing San Diego. In San Diego and Arrowhead is 2 different stories. I don't think they're going to come in here. I think our crowd's going to take them out the game right away, and with our play, we're just going to shut them down.
I watched it all, and everybody just really counted us out, downed us, saying the only reason we got into the playoffs is because we played the Jets twice, and, here's looking at those people. We're going to Kansas City.
And so the Indianapolis Colts looking for a Cinderella season. But what about Marshall Faulk? He left the game during the Colts' first offensive series after re-aggravating a knee injury. This morning, the Colts told us here at NBC Sports that he is probable for Sunday's game. But just in case he can't go, his replacement, Zach Crockett, had a tremendous game yesterday, rushed for 147 yards and got some very valuable playoff experience. The Saturday AFC matchup has the Bills playing the Central Division champion Steelers. The teams did not meet in the regular season, but they do share some postseason history. The Steelers and Bills have met twice before in the postseason, the last time in 1992. Jim Kelly missed that game due to a sprained right knee, and his counterpart, Neil O'Donnell, was sacked 7 times. Bruce Smith forcing the fumble, which led to Buffalo's first touchdown.
Thomas is driving the running back. And right crosses them up. Touchdown! Mitch Farrat on the reception.
That's offensive lineman Mitch Farrat. The Bills went on to win the game, but the Steelers have won the last 2 regular season meetings to even the overall series at 8 games apiece.
The last 2 times we played those guys up there on Monday night, they beat us up pretty badly, but we know they're on the roll. I mean, they won like 6 or 7 games in a row, so it's going to be tough for us. Their defense is playing well. I think they were rated #1 in the National Football League.
We're going to be playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, not just their defense. They have a great defense. We have a great defense. we're going to go in and pretty much stick to our same game plan.
It's going to be a tough place to play in against a very good football team. And, hey, all you ask for is the opportunity to go in, and we'll let it all hang out and see what happens.
You know, it feels good to be playing in Pittsburgh at 12:30 and at home, because we know that the noise will be a factor. And we're going to use that to our advantage. But that's what we've earned. We've worked to gain the advantage of the home field, and you know, that's what playoffs is all about. And hopefully it'll be a big plus for us.
So next weekend, the playoffs continue on NBC, and it all kicks off again at noon on Saturday as the NFL on NBC sets up the divisional playoff matchups, starting with the Bills and the Steelers. And then on Sunday, Jim Harbaugh and the Colts look for another upset as they go up against Steve Bono and the Kansas City Chiefs. And after the Gator Bowl, perhaps you and your family would like to take a little break from football. Well, we invite you to escape to the ice for the Nutcracker on Ice, featuring Nicole Bobick, Peggy Fleming, and Brian Orser. That's all for now from the Prudential Update. We'll send you back to Jacksonville for the Gator Bowl halftime extravaganza after these messages from your local station.
It's what you've been waiting for. All-new must-see comedy Thursday. On an all-new Friends, meet Rachel's new boyfriend, Russ.
Hi.
Doesn't Russ remind you of someone? Bob Saget?
Ross meets Russ.
Hey, Ross.
Bah. Then, on an all-new Single Guy, she's perfect, except she can't speak English.
Ain't she great?
And on an all-new Seinfeld, it's the clash of the in-laws when George and Susan's parents meet.
Oh, Mother of God.
Then, on an all-new Caroline, Richard's artistic career takes off. All-new must-see TV, NBC Comedy Thursday.
Okay, who's got the best long-distance savings, my local phone company or Sprint Canada?
Here's the truth.
Introducing the Most Savings Plan. The best monthly savings compared to your local phone company's plan, wherever and whenever you call. Guaranteed.
And nothing but the truth.
Now we save more calling in Canada.
That's what's new about the Most Savings Plan. Now you save 50% on every call to 2 numbers in Canada and 1 in the U.S. Plus, you'll save 15% on all your other calls. And if you spend more overseas, you save 50% on every call to the 3 numbers you spend the most on each month. 1 number in Canada, 1 in the U.S., and 1 overseas. Unlike your local phone company, Sprint Canada doesn't just promise the best monthly savings. We guarantee it. But there's more to the most than savings, like our high-quality fiber optic network and customer service that's second to none.
And that's the truth.
Get the most for the least. Call Sprint Canada.
Call for details now at 1-800-636-MOST.
Karate and mutton. Cindy.
What are chops?
Yes, make a selection.
I'll take motion for 800, Alex.
In dance, the act of swiveling one's hips like a top. Steve.
What is to gyrate?
Good. Make another selection.
Let's try royalty for 600.
A greeting chanted by well-wishers at his coronation. Tom.
What is long live the king?
Right. It's your turn to select.
How about rock and roll for 400, Alex?
This legendary rock and roller is all shook up. Welcome back to the Gator Bowl, where we're being entertained at halftime by the Syracuse Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Bradley P. Ethington, performing a medley of James Bond songs. Marching Band, and Syracuse leading Clemson. Syracuse University Marching Band entertaining at halftime with the Orangemen leading Clemson 20-0 in the 50th anniversary Toyota Gator Bowl game from Jacksonville. We'll be back.
She doesn't know it, but he's an alien who's come to Earth in human form.
You know, this football would be more exciting if they played it on ice, with metal blades on their feet.
and sticks to hit the ball into a net.
That's hockey.
Well, there's no need to be rude.
Third Rock from the Sun, landing in 1 week on NBC Tuesdays.
Wednesday, it was an open and shut murder case until a high-priced lawyer put the cops on trial.
And implanting evidence.
All new Law and Order, NBC Wednesday.
I wanna mumble, stumble, do my dumble, hold my baby all the summer. Every time I hear that mellow saxophone, I wanna rip it, rock it, really pop it, flip it, flop it, baby, rock it. Every time I hear that mellow saxophone, every time I hear that mellow saxophone, every time I hear that saxophone.
Anniversary year, Syracuse University celebrates the wealth of talent, diversity, and accomplishment that is defined by its graduates. Syracuse University alumni exemplify a tradition of quality and service that has spanned generations and touched many lives. For over a century, this timeless vision of learning and commitment has been shared by students and alumni. Syracuse University, 125 years of celebrating the Syracuse student, past, present, and future.
Think coaching is the only career opportunity in college athletics? Think again. There are many different opportunities and positions within athletics administration. Each year, the NCAA awards enhancement scholarships and internships to help minorities and women pursue graduate degrees and gain valuable practical experience. For more information, contact the NCAA.
Welcome back to Jacksonville. Halftime, Syracuse leading Clemson 20-0. And on the field, the massed high school bands in the 50th anniversary celebration of this Gator Bowl game. Well, some halftime pageantry. The first quarter was full of pageantry here, but sort of both teams in a lull in that second quarter. Syracuse dominated, scored the first 3 times they had the ball, not much since then. And Clemson a big goose egg the whole game.
Yeah, I'm not sure which I'm most surprised with. The goose egg by Clemson, again to repeat, this team has averaged 400 yards of offense throughout the 1995 season. There's a certain lack of confidence showing on the Clemson sideline now. Syracuse, on the other hand, has just taken any steam away from Clemson that you can possibly imagine. I mean, in the opening drive, right down the field, Syracuse goes, and I don't think Clemson's recovered from that shock. I really don't, Tom. So I don't know what Tommy West tells his team at halftime, but Paul Pasqualoni told John Dockery, look, we're going to be very conservative in the second half. If Syracuse doesn't help, I don't see much chance for Clemson in the second half of this game.
Of course, Clemson has trouble throwing the football, as we've seen. But do you think that Syracuse sort of relaxed a little bit after going up 20-0? I think McNabb has missed 7 in a row, had an interception.
I think that's a very astute observation. I think that's exactly what happened. They kind of ran all of their packages and all their personnel in that first quarter, and all worked. Well, once you're through that now, they haven't really established anything bread and butter that they can go back to. And I think in the second quarter, that's what you saw. Donovan McNabb started out very hot. He was 7 or 8 in the first quarter. Second quarter, I can throw it anywhere. My guys will catch it. Couple of drops, that interception at the end of the first half. And yeah, there was a lull by Syracuse, but in the first quarter, that's as good a first quarter in a bowl game as I've seen executed by the Syracuse Orangemen.
Let's take a look at the first half numbers, our halftime stats. And you see that Syracuse does have the edge, and especially in total yards, 231 to 89, but the bulk of those yards coming in the first quarter.
Yeah, that was, I think, an absolutely amazing 164 to 231 yards. But look at the rushing yards by Clemson. 59 rushing yards in the first half.
Let's go down to the sideline, and John Dockery. Doc?
Thank you, Tom. Coach, first half, what happened? Well, we didn't play very good. I don't know what more could go wrong for us than did in the first half. But, yeah, we just got to regroup. We get the ball first. Got to try to make something happen now. What'd you tell them at halftime? Well, I told them the same thing. I said, we can't do much more wrong. I mean, we played terrible. mental assignments, you know, and they played well. So, yeah, we got to come back and play our hard.
Do you throw everything to the wind and open it up and come after them on defense?
Not right now, I don't think. Our defense regrouped there in the second quarter and played pretty good. So, yeah, I think we just got to keep doing our thing, try to get back in it. Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
Tommy West and the Clemson Tigers trailing Syracuse 20-0. One of the key plays of the game, I thought, occurred on Syracuse defensive squad. We haven't talked much about them, but after they had scored to go ahead 7-0, Clemson was able to march down the field, faced a 4th down and about 1.5 yards, and couldn't get it. Syracuse held them, and that really was a momentum shift. They went on to build that 20-0 lead.
Tom, as a matter of fact, Clemson was stopped on 2 4th down attempts by the Syracuse defense. I don't think anyone in college football could have expected that, but a tip of the cap to the Syracuse defense.
Well, we told you Donovan McNabb began with a hot hand for the Orangemen, then fell off a bit in the second quarter, and Nealon Green of Clemson has just flat struggled the whole game. 3 interceptions in the game, 2 of them by Syracuse Kevin Abrams.
Yeah, you know, the Syracuse trying to get on the field, but the band is still out there on the field. The 4 completions that Nealon Green had for Clemson in the first half, 3 of the 4 were to running backs. They're not even throwing the ball down the field. So this is not what we envisioned for this 50th Toyota Gator Bowl.
Clemson came in about a 2-point favorite, but Coach P and the Orangemen have a 20-0 lead. Second half is coming up.